Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Ruby Gill, and I'm honored to welcome you all on the behalf of lovely professional university. The attendees, I know you might be wondering the reason of gathering virtually. So let me reveal the reason and tell you something about today's webinar. Today, we are going to have an incredible session with our expert today as he's going to tell us all about agriculture as a profession. So I'm sure you're as excited as I am for today's learning process. So kindly allow me to introduce the expert of the day, Dr. Chandra Mohan Mehta, Associate Professor, Deputy Dean, School of Agriculture, lovely professional university. An intellectual personality with an experience of more than 9 years as an academician. Postdoctorate from GBPU Patnagar, he is quite extensive in research and mentored numerous students of the field. To his credit, he has various research papers in reputed journals, and recently he is working on international funded project of 41.6 lakhs from RIHN Japan. So sir, it's a privilege to have you on board with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. So with this, we'll begin our today's webinar and looking forward for a great interactive session. So over to you, sir.
My screen is visible to everyone. Is it visible, ma'am?
So your screen is visible, but your video is not visible, sir.
Let me recheck it.
Sir, I believe if you'll rejoin the session,
Okay.
then I think the technical glitch will be sorted. Meanwhile, I'll interact with the students. So yes, attendees, all the agriculture enthusiasts, I'm sure you are excited for today's webinar. We will having a chat section also where you can post your questions, your queries, and you can directly interact with the expert of the day, and you can have any query related to agriculture as a profession, anything related to the School of Agriculture admission process. If you are the prospective students, those who are going to take admission to the university, you can interact with us. We have our website, that is www.lpu.in, wherein you can visit a website and where you can get all the information regarding to programs, fee structure, scholarship, important dates. There we have our numbers also, contact numbers, where you can contact us and reach us. So we have with us, sir. Yes, sir. So yes, you can also visit our university and have a look to the campus and the campus life itself. So over to you, sir.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Perfectly fine.
Again, there is some issue with this connectivity with the camera. Shall I continue like this?
Sir, I believe there might be an issue with the network, but it's fine now, sir. You can continue with it.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Chandramohan Mehta. And thank you, ma'am, for introducing me. So today we are going to talk about this agriculture as a profession. So when we are talking about agriculture, we are not just talking about the profession, we are talking about the real meaning of the human being. That once, if we are talking about the basic requirement of human being is, that will be the food. And agriculture, without agriculture, we cannot think of this food part. And while we are talking about as a profession, so we always look into the demand in the market. So if I'm talking about any particular thing, so we will be looking, okay, after completing this graduation into this particular area, what will be the market after 4 years or 5 years when I will be reaching into the market. So for that, I'm just presenting this slide to you. If I'm talking about the profession of agriculture, so we are having a huge challenge in coming future. That is, in the left side, if you see that we require 60% more food by 2050. That means whatever we are growing till now, so we need to grow, or we need to produce 60% more of that in coming future. And we know that what kind of challenges we are going ahead with. We are having limited land resources, so we cannot extend our land so that we can grow this amount. And then if I'm talking about that, what kind of crops I'm talking about, it is more of all the crops that we are daily using in our regular diet. So that means we have to work for all the crops. So this become your demand. If I'm saying this is a challenge, so this is an open challenge, this is a kind of demand by 2050. So we have to reach to this target anyhow. And then who can help us to reach that target? That means increase by 60%. The simple answer is agriculture graduate and postgraduates. Because when you are doing this agriculture graduation and post-graduation, over there you will be learning about the basic things. Right now we are talking about precision agriculture. We are talking about technology in application in agriculture. So we cannot directly provide these things to the farmer. We have to do research, lot of research into that area, and then once the technology is approved, then only we can go ahead with that. So who is doing that kind of research? Agriculture graduate and postgraduate, those all students are doing such kind of research so that we can secure our future demand, right? If we talk about what kind of job profiles or what kind of opportunities or in which area we can have opportunity for agriculture graduate, so we are having different streams. We are having agriculture economics, we are having agronomy, we are having soil science, genetics, plant breeding, food science and technology, agriculture engineering is there, animal science is there, agriculture economics is there, and agriculture communication. So you are going ahead with all these kind of courses, all these kind of programs, and based on your specialization, you will be having job opportunities. And there are plenty job opportunity in the market for agriculture graduate. So there is no issue of that we are not having sufficient job available in the market. And along with that, we know that agriculture is a kind of program which we are considering as a professional degree. And it has been approved by ICAR in 2016 that if you are doing agriculture, if you are an agriculture graduate, so you become a professional. That means you are holding a professional degree. And if I extend this particular term professional degree, that means suppose in future you don't want to work with any industry or anything like that. So you want to start your own business. So for that particular area, you don't need to have a separate, you can say, certification. Because if you are holding agriculture graduate degree, so it itself become a complete certification for all these kind of inputs or all these kind of startups or initiatives or entrepreneurship. So that is another benefit of having agriculture degree. So as I was talking about this opportunities for agriculture graduates, so mainly we have divided into 4 different areas. That higher studies is there. Suppose you are doing graduation, after that you can pursue your masters and PhD. You can go for jobs in the private sector or in the government sector as well. Along with that, you can start your own business that we are mentioning as startup and entrepreneurship. Along with that, you can engage yourself into the research part. So considering all these facts together, so we are having this certain, I have just mentioned few of the job profiles that easily you can get after completion of your graduation or post-graduation, like ADO is there, agriculture development officer, block development officer is there. You can work in KVKs, you can work as extension officer, farm manager, research officer, production manager in industry, seed technology firm, agripreneurship. So you are having lots of opportunities in these different areas. Now, this is the job profile. As I have already mentioned that, yes, we are having a very good future because we are having a huge challenge. To overcome that challenge, we have to put more and more efforts in the area of research, in the area of agriculture sector. And while we are talking about LPU, so we talk about that what we are providing or how we are doing the things and where we are leading ahead in 5 to 10 years. So first thing that comes into the picture is that is what kind of quality education we are talking about. So whenever we talk about the quality education, so we have to have a kind of mandate, or we have to have a kind of accreditation or affiliation that governing bodies are there which are regulating these programs. And if we are getting accreditation or affiliation from their end, that means we are justifying the practices that we are following over here. So for that, you know that I guess everybody know that we became the first private university who got this ICR accreditation in 2018, first private university. And along with that, while we have started this program over here, in the later phase, we got this information that if you run any agriculture program in Punjab region, so you have to have affiliation of Punjab State Council for Agriculture Education. And immediately we have applied for that, and we have received that affiliation also. We are offering these programs over here. In undergraduate part, we are offering BSc Honors Agriculture. In postgraduate, we are offering all the areas like agronomy is there, genetics plant breeding is there, soil science, plant pathology, entomology. In horticulture, we are offering 3 different programs. Fruit science is there, vegetable science is there, and then floriculture and landscaping is there. So BSc Honors Agriculture program, everybody know that this is a 4-year program. How we have designed our curriculum, this becomes very, very important, because most of the students, those are from non-agriculture background. So the first year is completely dedicated to the basic and fundamental courses. That means we are introducing you with the agricultural practices, what kind of crops we are having, what are the identification features, how the soil looks like, what are the basic soil properties which we need to consider while we are doing any kind of cultivation, and different implements are there, what are the irrigation practices are there. So all these things are being introduced to BSc agriculture students in the very first year. So in the second year, once they are having this basic and fundamental information about the agricultural practices, so they are moving towards the principle technology part. If you want to grow a crop, then what are the basic principles behind that? At what time you have to do the sowing, at what time you have to do the irrigation, at what time you have to do the fertilizer application, and at what time you have to harvest this crop. Now, in this first and second year, students are getting this complete information or package of practice of crop cultivation. What are the challenges are there, how we can mitigate those challenges, and what kind of varieties we are talking about, what new varieties, hybrid varieties are available over there, and how we make these hybrid varieties. So all these informations are being shared with the students or being introduced with the students in this first and second year. Once student is getting that information, he or she is moving into the third year. So over there, we are mainly focusing on the production system. That means you are getting actual hands-on training. You are getting your own field where you are growing your crop from the very beginning. That means from field preparation till harvesting, you are taking care of your crop so that you can have the actual learning. Agriculture is not a classroom teaching. It is more about the field-based activities. So this becomes very, very important that you are completely involved into the field, and then you are learning the things over there instead of learning just into the classroom. And while you are moving to the final year, we are having a complete information of all the agricultural practices. So then this final year is completely dedicated for skill or entrepreneurship development. That means you don't have any specific theory and practical courses over there, but yes, we are having skill-based courses, training courses for these 2 semesters, 7th and 8th semester. So students are opting different entrepreneurship or skill development programs over there. They are attached with the villages. They are going to the industry. They are attached with the KVKs, and then they are working in the experiential learning program part. This new thing that we have introduced this year, that why we are talking about how we are preparing our students for job or for higher studies. So what we have done into that part, for example, over here you can see that we have first identified, suppose if student is looking for a job. So what we have done, we have identified a particular job profile that a BSc agriculture graduate can get what kind of job profile. For example, sales and marketing. Many of the students are going into the sales and marketing area. And for that, we have identified that what are the skill sets required. So if you see over here, you can see that subject knowledge is there, communication skill, experience in sales and marketing, customer relationship skill. So we identify, okay, these are the skill set. So from where you are going to get these skill set. So for that, we have identified specific courses which are already available in your scheme or in the course. And then we are reframing these courses. We are giving more emphasis into these courses and then considering these as star courses. And along with that, suppose the industry is looking for experience in sales and marketing. So if a student is doing graduation, so during that period, we are not expecting that he can get experience. But yes, we can give him experience in sales and marketing through internship in the industry. So we have identified different industry, and many of the students are going over there for intensive. As in this picture, you can see that the students are working with the industry, they are connecting to the farmers also. So they are getting this experience of sales and marketing and then research work with the real time situation. And then they are more ready towards the placement part. And similarly, these are some of the glimpses where the students are working in different sectors like commercial flower production, beekeeping, mushroom cultivation is there, nursery production, seed production, and vermicomposting. That means we are talking about waste management. Along with that, you can see some of the pictures how the students are performing. You can see that the students are doing all these things by themselves. It is not that we are just putting these pictures from somewhere. The students are literally doing these. You can see this is the third year. These are third year students, and then they are doing this rice transplanting into the field. So this particular land is allocated to these students, and then from this transplanting, field preparation till harvesting, they are taking care of all their land. And while we are talking about master's program, so we are having 2-year master program over here. In the first year, we are mainly teaching the principles, and in the second year, it is more about the research part. So students are more focused towards the specific research. These are some of the research glimpses from different master's agriculture program. Like here, you can see this is MSc agronomy students. They are performing, they are working in different cropping system, and then nutrient management, weed management, and different kind of crop cultivations. Similarly, MSc this genetics and plant breeding student, they are working in different sectors like breeding part, making hybrids. So they are doing research into these areas. While talking about soil science, it is more towards the soil conservation, soil fertility, soil microbiology, and then irrigation practices. So many of the students are working in that area. So if you see in the center, you can see that drip irrigation system, because we are having a huge challenge of water scarcity in Punjab. In coming future, we are going to not have the sufficient water for irrigation purpose, because for this rice wheat cultivation practices, we have exhausted our groundwater table. So year by year, it is going very deep, and in coming 10 to 15 years, we will not able to extract it from the ground. So then we have to look for the conservation practices. Conservation practices means using the minimum amount of water and then maximizing the use of that water into the field. So for that, we have adopted this drip irrigation system. We have used this solar panel based irrigation. We are using STP water for irrigation. So these kind of practices are being adopted over there. And while we are talking about crop management practices, it is not only just growing the crop, it is more about the management. For example, our crop is growing very well, but if there is a particular pathogen, bacteria or fungi, then how we are going to manage it? So many of the students are working in those areas, and then they are pursuing this master's agriculture in plant pathology part. In the similarly, we are having entomology programs also, where students are working on this beneficial and harmful insect and pest, because in the nature we are having both kind of insect and pest. So we have to identify them. If the natural enemies are there, that means they are controlling the harmful insect, then we have to go for their more population. Then many of the students are working on that. Students are working on this honeybee also. Similarly, we know that while we are talking about that requirement of 60% more food by 2050, it cannot be completed by just simply adopting these practices, because the major challenge that we are having is a post-harvest loss of the fruit crops, and specifically the vegetable and fruit crops, because we know that these fruits and vegetables are highly perishable. Within a very small time span, they got perished, and then we cannot use them. So to extend the shelf life of these fruits and vegetables, many of the students are working in that area, that what kind of edible or innovative coating we can provide to these fruits so that we can extend its shelf life, and then we can reduce the loss of post harvest. So many of the students are working in that area, fruit production and post harvest part. And similarly, if you are interested in floriculture and landscaping, you are having this program over here, that is MSc Agriculture Horticulture, that is floriculture and landscaping. And the students are not only learning how to grow these plants, they are also looking for the management practices. In this last flower, you can see that there is insect attack. So how to control that? What kind of chemical solutions we are having to control these kind of things? So students are working in that area also. And we are also offering the vegetable science program over here. So where the students are starting with the nursery production to the vegetable crop production into the field or into the protected cultivation part, that means polyhouses. So we are having a huge polyhouse with high-tech polyhouse that we can consider as. So with this quote, I would like to conclude this very brief, you can say, webinar that is given by George Washington, that agriculture is the most helpful, most useful, and most noble employment of a man. So whenever you are thinking of agriculture programs, so do not hesitate, because we are having lots of opportunities in agriculture. We have the challenges, but yes, to overcome those challenges, we need manpower, we need researcher, we need scientists. So from where we will get it? Through the agriculture program. So with these words, I would like to conclude my webinar. Thank you so much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. This was quite an impactful presentation, and you have bonded us with your visionary thoughts and for all the brief details of the school and the programs. So thank you so much. And students, attendees, I'm sure you must have upgraded your skills by the input and learning shared by the expert of the day. So yes, sir. So we have few queries from the attendees. With your permission, we'll take up those queries.
Sure, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So there is a query from Bhavika. She wants to do research during the MSc program. So she wants to inquire that is it possible, and what is the current topic right now?
Okay, the first thing is research is a mandatory part of a master's program for all the programs. And from the very first semester, we are allocating a particular supervisor to the student. And then in this first semester itself, we decide that, okay, in which area that student want to work, what are the major thrust area. And based on the expertise of the faculty, students are working in different area. And we are giving opportunity to the student to interact with the faculty also. Suppose they are having a particular area they want to work on. So we are giving a particular faculty who is expert into that area, and then this research start from there itself, and it goes extended up to the fourth semester. In final semester, you will be having this complete research work. You don't have any kind of coursework. You will be completely engaged in this research activity. So from first year, we are having pre-dissertation, then dissertation 1, dissertation 2, and dissertation 3. So it goes all along with your master's degree for 2 year completely.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for resolving the query. We'll take up next query from Ashmit. He wants to know that will LPU accept me as a student now, as most of the classes has been completed? So, sir, what's your call on this?
Okay, so in that part, I think in BSc Agriculture, yes, still the students are coming because due to certain issues, they were not able to join before. But yes, in that situation, we are giving you kind of support in the sense, suppose you have missed your classes, we are having a very good system of LPU Live, and then you can one-to-one, you can interact with the faculty also. So whatever class you have missed, so you can get all the details of that class, lectures, notes, and all the things. Along with that, faculty is allocated to you who can assist you for any kind of queries and any kind of doubts. So yes, I don't think there will be any issue, because this is the just, if you are looking for BSc Agriculture, this is just introductory. So if you are going through it, so you will be very easy. It is very, these are very easy course to understand.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll take up last but not the least question. This question is from Guruvinder Singh. He wants to know that what is the placement criteria and what is the success rate of the placements after BSc Agriculture?
Okay. While we are talking about the placement criteria, as I have given this webinar on this placement part also, that we are having a very good placement cell in the school itself. And at the central level also, we are having this placement counseling cell, where the faculty are allocated, and then they are completely dedicatedly working on the working with the industry, and then they are calling these industry over here, and along with that they are preparing the students for these kind of interview. We are having very good placement record in the past. Even in COVID situation also, we have got very good placement, and every day, even if we are having a WhatsApp group, and every day we are getting details over there, like 5 students are getting selected into this company, 10 students are getting selected into this company, many of the students are getting selected into internship, likewise. So it depends that how much you are preparing yourself for the jobs. Yes, we can provide you all the support, but we cannot ensure you any kind of job, because at the end you have to present yourself in front of industry. So many of the students are getting very good placement. Even the companies up to 10 lakh package, they are coming over here for agriculture graduates. So nowhere in the in India, I can see these kind of placements are opportunities are being given to the students. So yes, we are having all the good things over here. So there is no issue of placement.
I completely agree with you, sir, because it's rightly said that sky is the limit, but you have to push yourself harder to touch that. So, yes, attendees, you have to work hard. We have top-notch mentorship. The faculty is there to help you, to guide you at each and every step, but you have to work hard and then you have to reach at your goal. So, yes, sir, thank you so much for resolving all the queries of our attendees. And with this, we'll conclude our today's webinar. Thank you, attendees, for sparing time and participating in the webinar. We appreciate you all for being there, and I believe your knowledge has been enriched by this webinar. Also, I would like to express my appreciation to the expert for their valuable contribution. Sir, I'm sure your years of research, your years of experience will definitely help the audience to choose right path. So until next time, I, Ruby Gill, finally sign off the session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.